Alright, so let's take a look at this and see. Alright, it's actually staying in that position. I don't think it's gonna act as a spring to close it back, but let's see. Alright, we're gonna push this back through here. Oh shoot, it's tough to get this back in now. How do I get this back? I'm gonna have to like flex it in a weird direction. Oh no. How do I push it back? There we go. Okay. It somewhat, I guess, acts as a hinge, but not really much more than before. But here you can see now it has that. Alright, and if I want, I guess I can put it completely flush this way. Then we just have the little square cutout lines here. I'm wondering if I should cut a nice square here just to clean it up to make it look nicer. I don't know. Anyways, let's see. Should I do the other thing I was talking about? It doesn't look like it will really need magnets or anything. And I don't know how much it will need water resistance. I don't think if I put anything here it's gonna really help much with sealing, but let me try. I think what I'm going to do, I'm gonna use some glue stick here to just glue around, and then that hopefully this glue stick will make basically like a non-stick kind of area, because after it dries I can just peel it out or something. The glue stick doesn't really hold too strong. So, what I want here is, let's see, so this piece will go backwards. I don't really ever need it to go back out this direction, the way I'm pulling it right now. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to put the glue around, or the glue stick around here. So that way when I seal it with this stuff, this piece, when I open it fully out, the rubber will just hit around here and it will keep it from going out all the way this way. Okay. The only thing is, how do I get it to go back like this? Because this is actually pretty tough to pull like in this way. I guess anytime I take out the whole piece, yeah, I can just push it by hand. It doesn't need a magnet. As you can see, it holds very strong. I don't think it's gonna be able to pop out anyways. Though if the cover's on, then somebody could, I guess, technically shove this in if they push on it hard enough. But yeah, it's a little bit tough to push that through. So anyways, we're gonna coat this thing up with the glue stick here. Okay, so I'm gonna put this again on the outside. Okay. So we're just gonna see, I'm gonna see if I can somehow coat the outside part as much as possible. Just like this. Okay. I can't get it completely coated, I guess. So I might have to use my finger to get in there and do it better. But let's see. Oops, going the wrong direction. Okay, we're gonna get this all coated up in here. Okay, get this all coated up in here. Hopefully this works. I don't know if it will work. I'm gonna have to let this glue basically set. And then once it's completely set, okay, that's going to be tough. I'm going to use like the popsicle stick that I was using earlier just to scrape a bunch of this stuff off. And see if I can use that to spread it around. Okay, I'm just going to coat this all around here. There we go. And then I'm gonna have to let this set. Okay. Alright, just like that. Alright, let's get some more. Okay. And we're just going to try and get all this area kind of coated better. And the other benefit to having it on the inside is basically the water will just go around this rim if water does get in somehow. And hopefully it will kind of drain out. Anyways, we're just gonna coat this all up. I don't think anyone's gonna really watch this video, but whatever. I'm just recording it for my own documentation purposes and whatnot. Okay. And this is probably going to take a while to solidify. And then this glue is like washable, so I could technically use water to kind of release it if it does stick, which we'll see what happens. Okay. All that glue in there. Okay, I don't need it to go too far because I don't want to like glue this piece together. Actually, do I need to seal this piece? No, because it just opens that way. So actually I can put the glue all the way over. It should be fine. Okay. And then I can just use a razor blade to cut there if I need to. All right, I think we're just about done. Then we just gotta let this set. Okay. All this glue in there. Okay. A little bit more on all these edges. And the reason I'm using glue and not like a grease or something is because the glue will harden and then I can stick the silicone glue on top. All right, and that way it will take shape. If I use grease, it'll probably just smudge around and mix in, and then it'll probably end up being an issue. So hopefully this way will work better. Okay, last piece. Most of it's already dried up. Actually, this stuff dries pretty quick. The bigger clumps that I put in the corners are probably going to be an issue, but we'll see. Okay, and that's pretty much it for now. We're just going to let this set for probably a few hours, and then we're going to go ahead and try and scrape out more of that silicone stuff. And we'll see how that goes. All right, there we go. That's what we got for now. I'll see you all when this sets. Bye. Right, we're back at it. Let's see if we can get the glue out and stick it on there. I think this dried enough. Again, this glue is kind of, I don't know. it doesn't want to come out of here. So I have to basically, oh, is it actually coming out now? No, it's not. So I basically have to use a drill bit, drill in there, and while I'm squeezing it, pull the drill bit out, and it pulls up fresh glue. There's some dried junk on it that I'm probably gonna have to get out, but right, this looks like this is how I'm going to have to keep getting this glue out of here. Okay. Right, I don't know why it's like that or how that's even possible, that I can get it out with the drill bit, but I can't get it out by squeezing it. It's really strange. Okay. And this is going to take a really long time because I'm going to try and get the glue all the way around it. So all the way around the edges here. All right. Okay, that's plenty of the glue, I think. You can see we're getting a bunch of the glue out. Okay. I'm probably gonna have to, let me see, can I use something to make this easier to spread onto the thing? Let me get something for this. Maybe I'll just use this. Okay. So I'm gonna just use this, and we'll hope that this works well. Let me clean this off a little bit. Okay, so we're just gonna kind of try and scrape this stuff off. And then I guess we'll just spread it on it. Just like this. Oops, I put way too much into the center. Okay, so just like this. I'm gonna try and keep it just to the center of this piece where the glue border is. And we'll see if that works. Probably gonna need a lot. And hopefully this isn't gonna seal the thing together that I just cut open, because otherwise then I'm just gonna have to cut it. But I guess the rubber piece will act as a better seal because it expands a little. It expanded out a little bit, so maybe that will actually help anyways. Okay, so we're just gonna basically, this is, I'm guessing this is like how drilling for oil works. So I have to kind of keep pressure to this to kind of get the silicone glue to flow out. This is a probably annoying, boring video that I'm making, but okay. Okay, so the idea or the goal here is to get it to stick in the middle part, and then the outer part should release. I'm probably going to soak it in like warm water after 24 hours to try and dissolve the glue stick that I used underneath, and then hopefully after that I can just push it out of the way. Okay, I'm going to try and continue getting more glue out of here. It's weird because this whole container is like squishy, as if the glue is just fine, so I don't know what's preventing it from flowing out. Okay. gonna need a lot more, pretty sure. Well, we'll see what happens. I probably should have just got a new tube of this stuff, but this stuff is kind of expensive, so. And then watch, I'm probably never gonna ever close the little lid because I'm gonna leave that tail thing sticking out. So I'm just making this for nothing. The resealable part, I mean. Okay. Glue is coming out easier now, actually. Alright, there we go. Well, at least it seems like it is. Okay. Probably gonna have to do this at least 3 more times. Can't even tell where the cut is anymore, so that might be an issue. But okay, well, we'll see what happens. Alright, let's get some more. Okay, maybe one more time and we should be good. We'll let it set for 24 hours and we'll see if anything happens there. Again, I'm gonna let it set for 24 hours. After that, I'm gonna let it soak in a hot water bath or warm water bath to try and release the glue stick glue. And we'll see if we can open this as a little door after that. I don't know if this will work. This is just an experiment. Okay. Hopefully I won't end up just cutting it all out in the end and wasting all that time and glue and everything. Okay. All right. So there you can see. I hope that's enough. Get all the excess off. All right, we'll see. Oh, I didn't even check to see if this will fit without hitting the hitch itself. I think it should be fine because I think the hitch is quite a bit further than this piece, so I think we should be okay. Might need a little bit more. I'll do one more. Probably enough. Scrape off this stuff as well. Okay, seal this up. All right, last bit. All right, I feel like this area isn't quite thick enough, and I might have spread it too wide on this side up here. Okay, well, we'll find out. Okay, and that's pretty much it. So I'm gonna let this sit for 24 hours again. Then we're gonna see, I'm gonna put it in some warm water, see if I can somehow get it to release. Hopefully it won't just release from both sides. I don't know how well this stuff will stick to the plastic here. We'll find out. And yeah, that's pretty much it for now. And I'll see you all in the next one once I try and open this door up. Okay. All right, that's it for now. See you all in the next one. Bye. So here's the thing I've been working on. I actually haven't soaked it in water yet, but I can actually push it through, as you can see. So this thing basically will act as a gasket or a seal. So when I close this, as you can see, it closes all the way and it stays sealed. So we should be good. I'm gonna put this on the car with the what do you call that, whatever that thingy is called, the hitch. And yeah, that's pretty much it. Thanks for watching. I'll see you all, well, I guess I'll see you when I put the hitch in. All right, bye. All right, so it's been a couple days now. Let's go ahead and get this thing put together. So again, I made this flap pushes open, okay, and this rubber thing is supposed to be to kind of like make it flap back down, and then I put this around it so if I ever close it, it kind of seals. Anyways, we're not going to be sealing it right now. What we're doing is we want to get it onto this. So this thing I want it to go upwards again. We're gonna get this on. Okay, I'm gonna slide this all the way up here, and the reason being is now I can get this in. Oh, I don't know what I did with those paper things. I need to find that so I can get this in so it's a lot tighter, because right now you can see how much wiggle room that has. So much wiggle room. So I'm gonna get some paper shims. And alright, so here's what I ended up doing. I got these plastic pieces that I cut, and then I wrapped it around here, and what I did was I bent the insides a bit more. So basically what I can do is, this is now smaller than the opening, so I can get these in first. Okay, and once you get those, all those plastic shims in, okay, it makes it a lot easier to kind of slide it in with the plastic shims. Okay, so I can kind of wiggle this, and I should be able to. It's kind of being difficult right now. The top is not wanting to go in. Come on. Did it before. Probably should have just done this earlier. Okay. Anyways, what I'm going to do is I'm going to get more of it in first. And then let's see if I can get the whole thing in. Okay, come on. There we go. So you can see the whole thing is going in now. And if I keep wiggling and pushing it, we should be able to get this whole thing in. I probably should push a lot more of the plastic piece in first. Oops. So, because the plastic is a lot easier to kind of get in right, and then once it's in the right place, it kind of stays there. So let me try and get this further up. Okay, so I'm gonna hold that in there. We'll get that plastic shim in, this plastic shim in. Okay, and then we slide the whole thing in. Kind of slide it in till there's not much of it left sticking out. And then let's see if we can get this in without the plastic kind of going in too much. It does need to go in a bit, but not too much. Okay, and then we're gonna just keep wiggling this as we kind of push it in, and there we go. Then I'm gonna keep my finger over here to find where, once it reaches the hole for the pin. This plastic actually might need to go in a bit more, because I think it's gonna hit the clips here. So let me wiggle this and pull this back out. And see if we can get more of the plastic in. I think we have to actually start with the plastic further in. Okay, so let's try and do this one more time. Get this now with not much of it sticking out. Okay, so now we don't have much of it sticking out now. Let's see if we can get this in and do the same thing. Okay, get the plastic in first. Okay, and you kind of want to, it might help to kind of, maybe I should tape it on or something, it would be easier. But anyways, we're going to hold this in, get most of it in there, and then, alright, make sure both of them are sticking out, or is it just, did I mess up and slide one too far? Okay, this is going to be a little bit of a pain. Maybe I'm going to actually tape this on here real quick, so let me do that and I'll be back. Alright, so because I have this one doubled over, I taped over the middle a little bit here, then I wrapped the edges with tape here. That's going to be removed, of course, but anyways, we're just using that to kind of slide this in. Oops, the other one's kind of coming out already. Alright, and then once we kind of get it in far enough, how much we want it, let's peel this tape off, and hopefully it will stay in place. It's being a little difficult. Okay, and then now that we got it in quite a bit more than before, let's go ahead and see if we can get this whole thing in. Okay, and the reason why I'm using this plastic is because that thing that's supposed to prevent it from wiggling around too much doesn't work because of the design. Like, you can't get under there to put those bolts, so let's go ahead and see now if I can somehow wiggle this in. Okay, I know this is ending up a lot more difficult than it should be, but I'm planning to leave this thing in there forever. So we'll see. Alright, so it's wiggling into place. Good. Alright, and now I can actually feel the hole with my fingers lined up. Okay, so what we're gonna do now, we're gonna take this thing, again we put it this way, it goes all the way through, and let's rotate this so you can see better. Okay, and I forgot this thing doesn't work too well. Alright, and then I don't remember which side I want facing up. I think I want it to where this faces up. So what I do is I push the L-shaped part forward, so that way when you let go it will swing down. Okay, so I think the wiggly part was supposed to face up. Is that right? Okay, it's pretty quiet there. Let's see if I flip it over and if it makes a difference. So we'll flip this over, put the wiggly part down, and yeah, you can hear it's a lot noisier. So we're gonna put it with the wiggly part face up. I'm gonna actually show you guys how this works. Okay, so we got this. I pushed it forward slightly like this, so that way you see it's like that, and when you let go it hits this piece up here. Okay, and that's not going anywhere. You can see the wobbliness up and down. It doesn't wobble at all, which is very important, because up and down you don't want it to wobble at all, because if it wobbles up and down, pretty much that means the weight, when you hit a bump, it's basically bouncing, and that's really bad. Okay, one thing I can do to try and stop this sideways wobble is I can try making some little shims to shove in here. I don't know if it matters which way I'm having this go, because if you remember, the whole thing was like tilting to the right one way. I think I'm gonna shove the shims in so that the left side sticks out or goes over more. So I'm gonna actually shove some shims of plastic in here. We'll see if we can do that, and hopefully it'll work well. So I'm gonna get more of these. I've been just cutting these up, but basically this is just some thin packaging material for SSDs I use. You can use anything. And let me cut this up and I'll be back. Alright, so basically I cut out just the flat part. What I'm gonna do, I think I'm probably gonna have to do this, is cut this in half this way. Okay, so I'm gonna cut this in half, and we're gonna stack them together. Okay, and then once we have them stacked together like this, I'm gonna actually cut the ends off to be more like a triangle tip, and the reason is so it's easier to push into the slot. Okay, so we're gonna cut it like this, and we're gonna cut the other one like this. Just try and keep it as a triangle tip. It doesn't really need to be perfect, but there we go. Okay, and then what we're gonna do, we're gonna see if we can insert this into here. Oh, that insert's super easy. See how much free space there is? So what I'm gonna have to do, I'm gonna actually fold this over here like this. Let's actually see, is that gonna be still too much? Oh, that's still way too much free space. So I might have to make it, how can I make it into 4? Or what I can do is I can cut this, and then this will be much thicker here, and that will be extremely difficult to shove in. Oh, it actually can still shove in there, but yeah, it can still bend. So I might have to make a second one of the set of these, so we have like 4 instead of just 2. Let me do that and I'll be back. Alright, so now we got 4. I'm gonna actually cut the other side to be triangular as well, so that way we can insert the entire thing a lot easier. So we're just gonna cut this off just the same way. Oh, okay, I might have to do this off camera. It's gonna be hard. I have to like hold this really tight. Let me see if I can do this. Okay, that kind of works. And we'll hold this really tight, and we'll cut this off, and hopefully not cut my fingers off. Okay, so we cut that. Now we're gonna fold this all over just like before. Okay, try and keep the triangle points together, bend it, and let's see if we can shove that into here. 4 pieces at once. I'm pulling it over to the left as much as possible, and it looks like 4 might be too many. So let's just try 3 and see what happens. Okay, can we get 3, which is basically 6 thick? Okay, and no, we cannot. So how am I gonna do this? What I could do is I can put a piece of plastic just in the middle here so that we end up with 3. Yeah, let me cut. I'm gonna cut one of these, okay, in half, and there we go. Then we're just gonna insert this into there. So now we have 2 of them folded and 1 that's cut in half, and we should hopefully be able to get that in. Yes, we can. Okay, so what I'm gonna do to get this to stay though is I'm gonna cut this shorter a bit, and then I'm gonna even it out again with the triangle thing. And the reason is because this piece back here is much thicker. I'm gonna wrap some tape around it, and hopefully that'll work. So we're gonna cut this like down to here. Let's see, how far do we have? So we have until this bolt there. I can actually leave the entire thing. I'll cut it a little bit shorter. So we'll cut like to here. Okay, and then we're gonna again cut the triangular thingy, a bobber. I'm gonna have lots of plastic that's all over the floor to clean up. But we'll cut this up. Okay, so it's like rectangular now. Alright, I'm gonna wrap a little piece of tape over the front here. Let me do that, I'll be back. Actually, I got some tape ready to go, so I'll cut a piece here right now. Okay, so we got a small piece of tape. What we're gonna do, we're just gonna wrap the front here like that to kind of keep it enclosed. And let's see if it will fit in the spot before. The tape might make it too thick, but we'll find out. Okay, it does somewhat shove into there. So we're just gonna kind of wiggle it in, kind of force it as much as possible, just so it has less wiggle room. And I might have to shove one of those halves into the other side, just so it's more padded. Let's see, is that gonna work? If I shove that into this side here, you can see it's still a little bit wobbly. Okay, so how am I gonna get this thing to shove in there? Somewhat difficult. It doesn't want to go in all the way. I think I might have to cut the angle a little bit smaller. Let's get this back out. Oh, the tape actually got, it's so tight of a fit that the tape actually curled on itself. I know this is a very long journey, one that you guys probably weren't expecting to be going on. Oh, this piece actually even fell out. So I guess I'm gonna have to wrap the side edges as well. So let me do that, even though those aren't gonna be pushed into the area. It's more just to hold that thing into place. Okay, I guess you're just watching random. Right, like this. Stick that on like that. Wrap this around like this. Okay, and I guess we'll cut this smaller. This wrinkly part's probably gonna make it very difficult to put back in now. Okay, so I'm gonna just make it even smaller at the point. I hear the neighbor's dogs like sliding their food bowl or water bowl around. Okay, and we're just gonna make this more of a fine tip point. Right, like that. And let's see if we can shove this in better now. Yeah, I think 3 might be too thick with the tape, but let's see. Try and get this in as much as possible. Alright, it went in quite a bit. It's still wobbly, as you can see. So I'm not sure how I can completely stop this wobble. It's like, what do I do? This thing's just getting stuck in there. Okay, that's just ripping the tape off, so we can't use that tape in the front. So I'll take that tape from the front out, and maybe just the side ones will be enough to kind of hold it, but it's just gonna tear. Oh yeah, that definitely slides in a lot better. But yeah, I'm gonna have to make like some smaller tape things here. This is too wide. So you guys are just following me along in this random experimental learning process, okay? There's no exact science, or I don't know, there's no exact thing to do for this. I'm just doing whatever. I mean, I am following like random science laws of physics so things don't wobble around. Alright, anyways, we're gonna cut this smaller so these shims can just be shoved all the way in. Okay, cut this smaller. Okay, and now that this is more flat, I can actually put more tape there to hold it in. So let me cut a couple pieces here. These are just to kind of keep these triangular thingies all together, okay, so that it doesn't open up and spill everywhere. Alright, and this one as well. Alright, and now let's see if we can push this in better. There we go. Uh-oh, it gets up to the tape and then it gets stuck, I think. What is it hitting? I don't know what it's hitting. Okay, let's try and shove this over and see. What is it hitting in there? It's hitting something. I don't know what it's hitting in there. Is it hitting the metal bar already? Huh. Okay, let's cut this shorter. Even shorter. It's already super short. Let's see now. Nope, it's hitting something. So I don't know where it's getting jammed at. Is it getting jammed at the plastic old ones? The smaller ones here? Whoa! Hey, old man. Why are you guys fighting? Okay, I'm gonna cut this off again. And we're gonna make it even shorter now. So I guess let's just cut this completely like this. I don't think this is gonna work now. I guess we'll find out. Let's cut another piece of tape here. I don't know what's going on here, guys. This video is gonna be like 50 hours long. Wrap this around. It's not even a sharp point anymore, but let's shove that in there. It's still wobbly. Hey, Grace. Grace is being a butt. Okay, yeah, I don't know how I'm gonna do this. This thing doesn't want to. This thing doesn't want to find a point where it's just solid. So I'm not sure what to do here. I'm gonna shove some out on this side and see what happens. Can I shove 4 pieces in here? No? Okay, so now it's not possible to shove more into that side. Can I just continuously shove some stuff on this? How is it still so wobbly? I don't understand. I shoved so many pieces of plastic in there. That should prevent it from being able to wobble at all. Okay, let's see. Well, 2 definitely fits in this, and it hits the metal thing. But 4 does not. I Can't fit 4 back here. Let me try 3. I'll try a 3 again. Okay. Let me cut this in half. Okay, we'll try a 3 on here and see what happens. Okay, I can shove 3 in there. And it's a lot less wobbly, so we'll probably just do that. Let me see if I can shove the one that I cut off and shove it in there. Okay, if I wobble it, I can actually slowly wedge this in, and then I probably won't be able to fit the 3 anymore. I'm just slowly wedging random pieces of stuff in here. Okay, there we go. Wedging random pieces of plastic into there. And let's see if I can. I'm gonna have to cut this way shorter because it's hitting the metal piece. Cut it into a triangle again. Get some tape over here to wrap it together just so it doesn't fall out easily. Okay, I know, this video is way longer than you were thinking it should be, than it even should be. Alright, let's go ahead and wiggle this as we try and shove this thing in there. If it's even possible anymore, now that I shoved. I guess what I can do is I can just keep shoving single shims into this. As I kind of wiggle it, it kind of forces it into there, kind of. I think I reached the limit though, on that side. Can I shove one into here? Okay, I can. I might have to just do 2 on this side now. Okay, let's take that 3rd one out. Let's try shoving just 2. That is working. And I'm gonna wiggle it, and as I wiggle it, I'm gonna push that little shim in there. Okay. And I think that's working. It's going at an angle. There's so much less play now, as you can see. Okay. So what we're gonna do now, we have this cover here that we created. I'm gonna have to push this out so it goes beyond that. Okay, beyond the hinge piece. So I'll hold from the bottom with my finger. Can you see this? I have no idea. Oops. Okay, so basically I'm holding with my finger down here to open it wide enough. And then we're gonna work our way to get this in. Okay, I'm gonna have to get my hand in and pull this aside. Okay, and then hopefully we can now get this completely lined up. Okay, last time I did this, the left side was like a little bit more difficult to line up. So I'm gonna do the left side first, make sure it goes up high enough. The way this thing works, oops. This video is going to be a tough one. So the way these clips work, you can see they have to go slightly above and in between. If it's too low, if the clip is going underneath that piece, it's not going to work right. So you have to make sure the clips go above that. Okay, and you can see now we can kind of shove this whole thing in, and assuming we did this right, okay, we should have a very seamless, very seamless hinge cover, and people can't even take this thing out unless they have a tool to get this out, and then they have to get this pin out, and this cover is somewhat of a pain to rip out, so this should actually be really good. I don't think anyone's gonna be taking that out. Here you can see what it looks like. There you can see the clips, you can see inside this rusty pipe. Okay, anyways, that's pretty much it. So way less play than before. Up and down, almost zero play. Left and right, very tiny bit amount, but there is some. But that's gonna hold up way better than before. You saw, if you watched my whole video, you saw how I put the basket on. I'm gonna put that on, and that's pretty much it. Thanks for watching. Hopefully you enjoyed this video. I'm gonna see if I can maybe bend this as well a bit more to make it fit better. But yeah, thanks for watching, and I'll see you all in the next one. Bye.